Hello! Welcome to Buzzing with Cousin Talk. I'm your host, Cousin Johnny. Before we start, we got a great show planned. I'd like to congratulate our friends at Gathering for Women for receiving the honor of California Nonprofit of the Year. Congratulations. We're proud that you're in the community. Okay, let's get this show started. Let me introduce our guests. Two sisters with a family background of almost 60 years. The family's been in the hospitality business. Let me just introduce the family. It was the late Vito Spadaro, Pat Spadaro, the late John Spud Spadaro, Michelle Spadaro, Geralynn Spadaro, and Marie Elena Carrillo. And here we go. Please welcome the owners of Tutto Buono, Geralynn and Michelle Spadaro. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Good morning.
What are you doing today?
Thanks for having us here.
Really happy you guys came on today, and it's really great. And so it's almost 60 years of hospitality in Monterey Peninsula, your family. And I want to let the viewers kind of we're going to take a walk down memory lane, okay? So, Geralynn, when did it start? When was the first restaurant open, or when did it start?
Well, so they started the Kit Kat in the 60s, and I was 6 years old, and I would walk down after school and hang out a little bit, but it was a fountain, a complete soda fountain, and then kitchen, Dad would cook, his specials of the day and his burgers and sandwiches. And so that was just, what he used to do there. They served the community, the military, everybody used to go in
and that was, where was that, on Alvarado Street, or?
Yeah, it was on Alvarado, right next to Helms.
Where was next to where? Next Helms, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So then Urban Renewal came in, and they had to shut everything down, right, Mom? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then
Pat Spadaro, Mrs. Spadaro is here also. Hey, Pat, how you doing back there? Pat, you there?
She's here. She's in the background.
All right. Okay.
This is where it all started. We're at the family house today. So
we're at the house today. I've had many meals at that location right there, and I just want to say I really miss your dad. What a man! What a guy! The head honcho, the main man. Okay, so he was there. You guys were there for what, 3 years or something, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think in '69 they ended up having to close, and then they opened the bar on Cannery Row in '70, and it was just a bar.
Where was that location at? Was it?
That was on Cannery Row at 650, where the cannery eventually was open.
Oh, okay. Is that where the Spindrift Hotel in that area? I think it is, right?
Yeah, it was a dilapidated Spindrift at the time.
Okay, yeah.
It was the fire guys used to use it to do their drills, we were told.
And then
it was
a bar, right?
Yeah, and then he opened his bar downstairs. And then from there he realized he had an amazing view, and he started, thinking, I think I'm going to do, dining in this,
yeah,
area.
Good idea, yeah.
Yeah, and then he brought you guys on board to help him out.
Right. And then then the name was changed to the Cannery, right? The Cannery Restaurant.
The Cannery we changed it. It went to Spadaro's.
Okay.
he remained that till 96.
Yeah.
And then he got out.
I remember back when it was, I actually worked there for some years, and we had some really fun times there. I remember you guys running around. I'm a lot older than you guys. And what I remember was that late night steak sandwich.
Yeah.
That was like
that became a
Yeah.
very popular late night staple amongst the hospitality crowd.
it really was, because they didn't serve it till 11:30. So I mean, it was like getting home, like taking a nap. It was like looking at the watch. It's like, it's 11 o'clock. We got another half hour to go down to the cannery, and now at 4:30, I got to get I'm done. I got to get something to eat. But and then at that era too, Cannery Row was not a lot of hustle and bustle like it is now. It was like more weekend and 3-day weekend, and a little and you guys had a lot of locals during the week.
Definitely.
So I mean, a big difference.
Yeah,
Big difference when the aquarium came. Really brought more business there. How long was Spadaro's in the cannery there? How many years do you think that was approximately?
Collaboratively, all the years?
Till
30
96.
years.
Yeah.
30 years. They opened in 1970.
Wow, that was great.
And
Yeah,
we're doing 32 years actually.
I remember it's always been
Background from Patsy.
always been a family affair. Over the years, I remember your aunt Nympha worked there, and your mom was waiting on tables, and it was
Everybody
really
really.
great. And then
we grew up there.
and then also, right, I remember you guys had the chef jackets on, and
Yeah, I'm really back with
and also your sister Maria Elena was instrumental in helping you with Tutto Buono, right? She still even though she has a real estate business.
Yes.
Coast Realty and management, Coast Realty and management. Does she still come in every now and then and helps you guys out? So she's a big help.
She's a big part of the family support, and
oh yeah,
definitely a big role in whether she's in the operation or not. David and Geralynn and I, she plays a big support piece to us.
Also,
she's our team.
Yeah.
It's a team. It's a team.
You got one of the best front men, and this guy will give David Lee Roth a run for his money, and that's Frankie Maneo in the front.
I know. Love Frankie.
One of the best front men you have. And then after Spadaro's and the cannery, you went down to Cannery Row and opened up the original Tutto Buono, right? Was that
Alvarado?
We did Alvarado.
Alvarado, yeah.
In 90, yeah.
And what was that menu like?
Well, that was, we had the brick oven pizza. It was, we initially started as like a hot and cold takeout deli. And we had such a great buzz. It was, people just really welcomed us. They loved our food, and then we transitioned. We went to full service, got a full liquor license, and into that type of, operation. So from starting out, we decided to progressively change it. And so then it was a full service restaurant, and then we sold in 2002.
So you were there, 3 years?
Of all kinds of import retail, and a beautiful deli counter that went
it was good.
All the way down. It was absolutely gorgeous. I think it was way ahead of its time in 19.
It really was. Yeah, it was a great place. And I like the sign Manja right there. I'm getting hungry right now.
This is it, This is what it's about around the table.
Pat, start boiling the water. Start boiling the water for for the pasta, cuz.
Well, funny story. So back at the cannery, which is where, I learned, because basically I learned from Vito, my dad.
Yeah. Yes.
I started with him when I was 10. And so he started having me just, start doing stuff back there. But, he was so great. He would have you guys come over for breakfast after him and my mom. They'd have the crew over for breakfast at the end of the night. So we have a lot of great memories.
It was always about cooking. Even after a long night at the restaurant down at the cannery, we would all still be together. Everyone would be here. This was a gathering place for all you guys, and it was our extended family.
And don't forget Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football.
That's right.
There was no such thing as a hot dog or something. It was what? Lasagna, baked chicken, Parmesan, or whatever. I mean,
yeah, he'd have a theme.
Okay,
Dad, what are we doing for Monday Night Football? And he'd say, I think this week we're going to do, like ribs, right? We'd have a theme. He'd come up with a theme of what he wanted to cook. And so, my mom would, jump on board and there
was some good times with that. And also the late John Spadaro, Mr. Hospitality, he opened up a place in Salinas, right?
Yeah,
Spados.
Yeah.
And that, I remember that was just, at Salinas, that was the best. They were going crazy there. I mean, it was busy every night. And
the community loved
was there. One thing about, and now there's a hospitality award in memory of John Spadaro, just because of the way he was, the way he treated people. He treated you like family. You'd walk in and he would remember who you were and no questions asked. Hey, cuz, send those guys a calamari appetizer. I mean, the guy.
Well,
his
memory, it's going to live on forever.
Johnny, I'm going to point out you created the John Spadaro Hospitality platform and event, and because of you, that was created, and you brought in so many great people to follow you with that and help you support and grow that foundation. And then with that, all got on board once my brother passed and created the John Spadaro Youth Foundation. Yeah, and collaboratively.
Great organization.
Have done a lot of great things for the community, and a lot of money has been put toward a lot of good use in terms of giving back to the community and families.
Yeah,
we started the foundation with originally it being a youth foundation because my brother loved sports so much, and he coached and he loved that. But then we found that there were other pieces of that with youth in need of with medical issues, with families in need. And so this became a broader platform for us to be able to give back. So we expanded that in terms of dollars were put to use in terms of giving back to the community, whether it's for, sports and a scholarship, based on obviously criteria, and they have to for the funding, but we really branched that foundation out quite a bit from what it originally was going to be, which has been a really huge success. And it's just a really great feeling to be able to give back and carry on the memory, but also be able to give back to people in need. And that's a big part. And what you do and the two foundations together have really done some really great work. So I want to say thank you to you. My mom is passing along a big way to say thank you to you and your team.
Thank
you. And all the people that who you are over there that have been a big help.
Hospitality is the second leading industry of Monterey Peninsula. The first being produce. So we're the second industry, and there's so many hospitality workers doing whatever it takes to make the customer happy. just like you guys do, and all the hospitality workers. And it's nice to acknowledge people at the end of the year for a job well done.
It is.
That's a beautiful thing, and to acknowledge somebody and to award them an award and acknowledge them at a banquet that we normally do. We can't do it this year, but hopefully next year we'll be back in action. Also, I want to say that we've added all these pioneers in the restaurant business, like your mom and dad, Pat and Vito Spadaro, and different people that they're pioneers of the hospitality industry. So we started about 3 years ago giving a Lifetime Achievement Award for pioneers in hospitality, people that have molded the way for us.
Like 30 years plus, it's crazy how long they did stay.
So we give a hospitality award, which is nice. And people that receive the award, they say it's special because it's from the community.
Yes.
It's from the community. So after, all the dust settled and the Tutto Buono, the original one, was closed, and Geralynn, you started doing something else. What were you in, the title business or something? Or
I got escrow for a short time, like 4 years, and then property management and real estate.
And then Michelle, you still stayed in hospitality, right? You did
I stayed in food. Haven't left it. I was in the Bay Area for almost 9 years and worked in various, corporate dining arenas, management, directing operations, which was an awesome experience. So I stayed in it. At the age of 20, I said to myself, I don't want to be in this business. This is crazy. When I grew up in it, it was probably about the age of 20. I remember thinking, I'm not going to do it. No. And then, all these years later, I never got out of it.
We're still getting out, yeah.
Obviously, there's some kind of love there, right? Passion, right?
And then now, Maria Elena, she ran. Did she run the Middlebury College concession or something?
Who's that?
Maria Elena did.
Maria Elena had the concession.
The food service.
When Tutto Buono was open, that was actually Maria Elena branched out and
got
the contract at
Middlebury. No, I mean, there's hospitality, the whole family.
Yeah, and she's in that. That was actually for quite a while before she actually was doing real estate. And so we all kept, even though Geralynn and Marilena got into real estate, Marilena got into real estate brokering, and now with Coast, they still dabbled in food through the years. They never got out of it, so.
We still catered.
Let's tell the listeners now, when you guys were working away, in the back of your mind, was it like, I wish I could open up another place again? Or was it or something just happened? I mean, were you always thinking of doing something, or not really? Or it just happened?
We had entertained it, I think, through the years, because we're looking at, 20 years later, right? Yeah. But through the years, I think with, Geralynn and Marlena raising their families, kids, grandkids, all this stuff, we had conversations about doing fun stuff and with food again. And I think this kind of organically happened, really. It wasn't planned 5 years ago, or, this was something that kind of just came together. And and here we are,
And we were doing catering.
We were doing catering.
Yeah. Oh yeah, catering.
Yes, exactly.
And you wanted to bring the Tutto Buono name back in action. The name.
If we're gonna do something, brick and mortar.
I call it Tutto Buono 2.0.
2.0.
Right. Tutto Buono 2.0. Okay, so let's go. Where's it located? Let these people know, where's it located?
Sure. It's 598 Lighthouse Avenue in Monterey. So it's on the corner of Lighthouse and Hoffman. We can't miss it. Right on the corner.
And you're doing food to go and
food to go. We have our family style menu that we're going to be making available for the holidays. So you can order, for parties of, say even 10 or smaller groups or bigger groups, but we're going to have our family style menu available. And so right now we don't have the indoor seating.
You have right now you have outdoor seating, right? If somebody wants.
Due to COVID, John, the concept originally, we're Italian street food concept. So with casual takeout, fast casual takeout. Yeah. So with that in mind, and then COVID happening in the process of all this going on, we were ready to, we were in process of opening. We just kept pushing forward. But with that concept, it actually was a little bit easier to be able to adapt with COVID happening because we were offering takeout anyway. Yeah. And we have the outdoor seating now, which is super helpful. Like a lot of restaurants are, working with right now because they can't have people inside. So eventually, if we get past COVID, hopefully, it's hard to say at this point, but we can have tables inside eventually for.
You could have a couple outside maybe too, or.
We do have tables outside right now.
Can you leave them, you think, when this is over, or maybe a couple?
We hope so. We hope we can.
Have you?
Getting back, I wanted to touch on what Geralynn touched on with our menu and holidays coming up, which is, catering's what we do a lot of. And so we're offering, we're getting ready to, we're promoting our holiday menu for caterings and the family style menu for holiday meals. So what means, with that being said, it's lasagna, it's pastas, it's chicken parmesan, chicken piccata.
Oh man, great.
Different meats, bistecca milanese, arancini. We're featuring all of that for our holiday meals, and that's what we do.
You can order like a platter of chicken parmesan and maybe a platter of lasagna.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, that is really.
You can pick it up and take it home. Worry about cooking.
And I gotta compliment the lady that makes the soup, and I think that's Geralynn. That bean soup I had was outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
And I put a ton of cheese on it, just like just like the old days. Now I noticed on the sandwich, it's a different type of bread. It's more like a wrap type bread. What is that?
Yes,
want me to
the piadina.
Go on about that? Yeah. So in the process of creating and kind of formulating the concept of what we were going to do with the Italian street food in mind, the piadina became one of the pieces of the menu that we thought would be really fun to tie in, because it's not your average panini, it's not a sandwich, it's more of it's a piadina. That's what they call them. They're piadina. So it originated in northern Italy, and it's very common to see it at street fairs and where people could grab it, walk with it, and go. So with that in mind, like researching it and having it and seeing it, it just became one of those things we were like, this is great. So yes, it's a flatbread. Almost looks like a tortilla, but it's not a tortilla. It's
flaky.
It's definitely got a much more flaky and buttery texture and flavor profile.
Right. I had it. I love it. I had it.
Yeah. So we have a variety of those sandwiches. It's softly wrapped, folded, and then we slightly warm it on our panini press, and out it goes. And we have various ones from the vegetarian. We could do vegan. And then we have, of course, the Italian meat, which one of our most popular and named after my brother was the Spuds Mambo.
I had it. I had it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a take on, it's a muffaletta style sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the spin on that, which is really good. So it's got the 3 meats. It's got the 3 Italian meats in there. It's got nice
you put basil in there too, don't you? A nice touch. You put basil in there. Is it basil in there that you put in the sandwich?
We put arugula.
Arugula, okay, yeah, arugula, yeah.
Yeah.
The arugula is in the piadina is what lettuce is to the American sandwich. The arugula is the king of the greens for the piadina sandwiches in Italy.
Yeah.
It's always had together.
It's always paired in the sandwiches because it's got such a great flavor with the combinations you put with it.
And I want to say out there to the listeners, if you want a real, true Sicilian style pizza, you got to go to Tutto Buono because it's the big, square, thick Sicilian pizza, just like when I was growing up. And it is dynamite.
It's dynamite. It's actually.
What's your hours?
So we are closed Mondays. And then Tuesday through Friday, we're open 11:30 to 7:30, and we're flexible. You know, we're Sundays, Friday and Saturday, we're open until 8 o'clock, 11:30 to 8 o'clock.
Wow, that's great.
And we started opening on Sundays, and Sundays we are open from 12 to 7.
And so, do you have like your regular menu, and then you have a soup of the day? I know you have that. And do you have like a special of the day or not? Or is that coming up in the future?
We're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on different specials to feature.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of retail, which is the grab and go that we're working on and expanding that with our lasagnas that are freshly made, chicken parmesan,
the family style.
The meals to grab.
Nice plate of lasagna for an event would be, I mean, that's the way to go out there, you know. That's anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. And I love what you guys do. And I love the place. I love your family. And I want to thank you for coming and buzzing with Cousin today. And
yes, it's been
thank you so much. And looking forward to coming in for some mangiati. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, that was great. Tutto Buono. Sicilian street food. Go in, grab it, sit outside, enjoy. You're going to get the true Sicilian traditional cooking there. So give them a call, place your order. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. It was fun. I'll be back on the 17th with a special guest on the 17th. So I want to thank everybody, like I said, once again for tuning in. And if someone misses the show, they can always watch the replay. So tell someone to watch the replay. And I'm going to sign off. And everybody have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.